This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Well, and a pleasant good evening live from the Hangout. We want it to be your Hangout each and every Tuesdays, 6 p.m. for our Area Coaches Show. And glad to have you along. My name is Eric Sherm, and we are at the Hangout on Cash Road, right across from the pharmacy. It used to be the old back porch location, so you can basically kind of know the familiarity of where the Hangout is, because we want you to be here, especially because of all the specials, but the best pizza in town. And you can vote for them for best pizza in the town. And Miss Natalie, I've got to tell you what, you guys have got a really great start to things that I was unfamiliar with your product until I ate your pizza one time, and I've been back several times, even taking it to go. But it is by far, and I'll say, the official pizza of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Well, that's great. And I hope that everybody can go on the Lawton Constitution, as they're taking votes now for a lot of different categories, but we're kind of shooting for the best pizza in Lawton, or Southwest Oklahoma, I guess.
Now, we also have a Tuesday night, we'll call it the Coaches Special. It's now until close. Tell us what it is.
Well, you can get, it's a family meal deal, and you can get a large pizza, a cheesy bread appetizer, along with 4 drinks and our Shark Bite dessert, all for $40, and feed your whole family. Wow,
feed the family for $40. I like that. There's a lot of rhythm with that, and we want you to come. This is not going to be, come Thursday or Friday for that. It is a Tuesday family night special along with our coaches show. So, Natalie, we're so glad with that, and we're going to talk a little bit more about what you guys offer. But not just pizza, though. Great burgers and salads. So name your favorite salad, the one that you like.
I like the buffalo chicken salad. That's
okay.
My favorite. Yeah.
All right. So if you're not really feeling pizza or hamburgers, we've got you with a salad as well. So we're going to start with the MacArthur Highlanders first. They had a game last Thursday against John Marshall. We'll have Coach Manning, and we'll have the MacArthur Highlanders up first right here at the Hangout for the Area Coaches Show right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Lawton's newest hangout, 5370 Northwest Cash Road. A family-friendly atmosphere featuring their award-winning pizza and calzone, made fresh daily from their secret family recipe, with handcrafted burgers, wings, appetizers, salad, and homemade desserts, including deep-fried banana pudding. Come hang out with us. The Hangout, 5370 Northwest Cash Road in Lawton.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success, and finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed, because your success is our success.
All right, we're back here at the Hangout, your Hangout each and every Tuesday. Don't forget about that special we've been talking about. It's the Tuesday family meal deal where it's one large pizza. And I got to say this, Natalie didn't mention this, but when my wife and I come and we get a pizza, we get a medium because I cannot handle the large. I mean, between the two of us, it's just way too much. So a large pizza will do you good. 4 drinks, you get the appetizers with the cheesy bread, and then you also get the little shark bite desserts with the drinks included, all for $40. So come join us here at the Hangout, whether it's burgers, salads, or the best pizza in town. I'm sure that's going to be soon to be voted as the best pizza in town here at the Hangout. So, Coach Manning, get to be with our first coaches show. I know last week we had other engagements with Meet the Highlander Night, and we understood that. And how did that go, by the way? I know that's been something new that you had in the last couple of years.
Well, actually, it's not.
Well,
new.
outside. Okay,
Yeah.
I should rephrase that.
Right.
You've always had it in the cafeteria for many
Yeah.
year, but now you've made it kind of an outdoor event, expanding some of that.
Yeah, it's been much better since we moved it outside, even though it was hot.
Yeah.
Just get all of our fans out there. Booster Club sells all their hats and T-shirts, and they had hot dogs, and just get to introduce all of our filmers and trainers and coaches, and then the players, freshmen on up, and it's always a good event.
Very good. Okay, first things first, we're going to get down with a recap. For those of you who missed it, was a Thursday night, practically outside of the Bixby game, the only game in town, the only games in the state for 0 week kicking off, and you had a Thursday night. You had it last year as you went on the road to John Marshall. Now they return the favor, and they come down the Turnpike to take you guys on. Very, very good output showing. In fact, you can go back and watch that on demand. But let's get your reflections last week about John Marshall.
I've just said all week long, I was really happy with our team, really happy with our preparation and the way we approached the game and dealt with that. We played with a lot of intensity, a lot of enthusiasm. It was really, really good from our part. Unfortunately, John Marshall wasn't able to give us a really big challenge. We had most of our starters out about mid-second quarter. And it was just it was one of those things. I wanted to play a tough game at least for a while. I would have loved to have had our starters in, given them 3 good quarters, but the way it worked out, that didn't happen. So really proud of our team, proud of how we went out there and played with excitement and executed.
Now, coaches will say that, in the beginnings of the season, between week 1 and week 2 could be your biggest improvement. I know that it's hard to improve on what we saw, but what would you like to take from your team coming into this next week here in the next 2 non-district games?
Well, we made some mistakes like anybody does in their first game, and I think they're very correctable mistakes. We had a couple of penalties that on the crackback blocks that one was by Dominic here, and he actually, I didn't think his should have been a penalty, but anyway, we had another one that definitely was, and we just, those are things that we've got to learn how to do. You can make that block, you just have to lead with your hands and not your shoulder, but we had a couple of false starts, had a hold, had some stuff like that we could clean up and be a lot better at.
Okay, this week the Eisenhower Eagles, you're at Cameron Stadium. We're going to pack the house. I know this is a rivalry. A little bit of interesting side note to this. There is some MacArthur coaches, including the head coach, with Javon, of course, being a MacArthur grad that's over at Eisenhower. So there's a little bit of that from that aspect of it. But the kids are going to know that this is a rivalry. It's a city rivalry. Talk a little bit about this game atmosphere before we start breaking down X's and O's.
First of all, the coaches that we have over there are all former players of mine. I think there's 4 of them, and obviously proud of them and what they have accomplished in their coaching career. And it is a rivalry game, and it's just one of those things that I tell the kids this is kind of it's a very good glimpse of what a big district championship game could be like, or a big playoff game could be like. We're going to have a big crowd, and there's a lot of excitement in the air, and all week really. And I just told them to enjoy it, and let's do our job. Let's prepare like we should, and go out and have fun.
Okay, so you were able to see a little bit in live in color and maybe a little bit of breakdown in film. The Eisenhower Eagles then, in turn, after your Thursday game, played Friday. They played a district foe of the MacArthur Highlanders with the Ardmore Tigers. So what did you come away with what you saw from that game that you have to prepare for Friday?
Well, Eisenhower's, they're improved. I think they've done a good job on the coaching staff They just look so much better in week 0 this year than they did the year before. The year before, I remember, some snaps over the quarterback head, some penalties and stuff like that, and they didn't really have that. They looked really sharp, and I think they've done a good job, and they're a good team. It's going to be a big time challenge.
Well, let's get our player with Dominic Collins, and he was our OSN player of the game. Had a couple of touchdowns. How about that? Put it on there. And coming back as an experienced veteran, starting as a sophomore in that back end, and now a senior. How is this all laid out for you?
It's pretty crazy, actually. So as a sophomore, I came in. Freshman year, I didn't play too much. I didn't suit up for varsity. And I came in sophomore year, took over the starting spot, and since then, there's been so much growth. It's great. Growth with not only myself, but my teammates, and our chemistry is just on a whole nother level now.
How did you want to come into this season to better prepare yourself for the season by getting better at anything that you thought that you needed to improve on?
I really just wanted to work on more technique, especially with Coach Neal coming along. He's played at the next level. Yeah. He knows what it takes, and I think he's taught us a lot on what we should do and what we should work on.
That is nice. I was talking with Coach earlier about that, about having that experience, a recent experience. You can say, well, your coach played college ball too, but that's a little bit out of your history. But to have someone that you knew that wasn't too far graduated from you to experience that, to come back and give you that. What is your favorite food?
My favorite food?
Yes.
Ribs.
Ribs. And where is the best place to get ribs, you think?
The Hangout.
Okay, all right. And then what would you say that I don't even know if they have ribs, but that's a pretty good answer. I like that. Let's see here. What is your favorite school or favorite class in school?
Probably history.
History. And what do you see yourself doing in the future as far as like after graduation, schooling, education-wise, or maybe even career-wise? What do you see yourself doing in the future?
Career-wise, I would like to be a sports physician, or just stay around football and sports.
Okay. Maybe
coach or do something as in sports management.
And you have the rights to carrying out the hammer this week. What does it mean to you to get that hammer award and have it in the locker room?
It feels great knowing that I made a big play. I put us in position to win the game, and I don't know. I kind of just get to carry on the energy outside of the tunnel and start it up and get it going before the game. Yeah, and how do you like to convey anything to underclassmen for your leadership? What do you want to tell them coming up? What advice would you give to some of these underclassmen in the program? I'd probably say be patient. When you get the chance, take that chance and work with it. Don't be greedy. Okay, and then one last question, and you can be thinking about this. If there's one game left on the calendar circled that you really kind of are up for, and don't give me the coach speak that there's only one game at a time, we can peek ahead in this thing. What game would it be and why? Elgin. Mm-hmm. Okay, and why? Elgin came into 5A. I think they got big heads after they beat us, and I'm ready to take them on again. Okay, yeah, it's a rematch. Well, they know there's going to be a target on their back for sure. So Dominic Collins, going to see him in the back end. Well, he's actually one of only a couple players will play both sides of the ball, both offensively and defensively, on the schedule. So you can kind of see that as well. It's Friday. It's at Cameron Stadium, and Coach, time, did we find out a time? 8 o'clock. It is 8 o'clock. So just like last week, because of the heat, they moved the game to 8. It will be another 8 o'clock start. So that's the MacArthur Highlanders. And we have got more from the Hangout. In fact, we've got Lawton High, we've got Cash, we've got Elgin, all in the house here at the Hangout where you need to be. And we'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Lawton's newest hangout, 5370 Northwest Cash Road. A family-friendly atmosphere featuring their award-winning pizza and calzone, made fresh daily from their secret family recipe, with handcrafted burgers, wings, appetizers, salad, and homemade desserts, including deep-fried banana pudding. Come hang out with us. The Hangout, 5370 Northwest Cash Road in Lawton.
We are celebrating.
Here at Pam and Barry's team, we've been helping you through the real estate process for more than 20 years.
We want to thank you for choosing our team to help you.
We sold our house at full asking price, and it took less than about a week to get our full asking price with Pam and Barry.
Don't go at it alone.
Let us handle it all here.
We're not bragging, we're just applying for a job.
All right, back here at the Hangout, and it is our Hangout each and every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Hey, don't forget the great Family Night Special that's now until close. What it is, a one large pizza, it's cheesy bread, all 4 drinks, and you get the shark bites for dessert, all for $40. And that is just a tonight-only special. Don't come wandering in on Thursday asking for that. That's a Tuesday special and during our Coaches Show. So on we go with our Coaches Show, and we'll go to the Lawton High Wolverines and with Coach Ryan Breeze. Excited to get this started because everybody, some of the teams we've talked about, they had 0-week games, so they got one under their belt. This is your first one on the road to the Duncan Demons. How does it feel just to get football started officially?
Oh, it's awesome, man. We're fired up. We're ready to rock and roll.
Well, what did you learn from your team from the scrimmages? I know you had a couple of them. The 0-week teams only have one to really find themselves of who they are heading into that first game. What did you find out about your squad and how they look heading into Friday's matchup?
I was really pleased. I thought we showed a great deal of growth from scrimmage 1 to scrimmage 2. Midwest City's a really good football team. They feel like they're the second best team in 5A, and they think they can give Carl Albert a run for their money. I believe that's this week. So the Midwest City's fired up about it, and they're very good. They've got a lot back. I think really the only thing they lost off of last year's team was a quarterback.
Yeah.
So they've got some really good athletes, and they get some big kids up front, and they do a really good job. And they're going to be hard to stop. The way they substitute, they can go from too tight, 2-back personnel, and yell out one word, and they've got a whole new 10 personnel grouping in. They sub 4 in, sub 4 off, and they yell another word and they get it snapped really fast. So they're going to be hard to stop offensively, and that's one of the things I was really pleased about with us is. We tackled a whole heck of a lot better, and it was a good matchup. I think we each scored once, and so it was a really good scrimmage for us.
Okay, so coming into this matchup with the Duncan Demons, what are you looking forward to kind of really seeing your team put together, not in scrimmage form because that's a little bit different, but in game form, what are you looking to get out of them in week 1?
We want to come out and win the point of attack. It's a big deal for us. Whether offensively or defensively, we want to win the line of scrimmage. We want to take what they give us, and offensively, just we're not going to count. Are we 50-50 or whatever? We want to take what they give us in the run game and in the passing game. So just go execute, get the ball where we want the ball to be put, and then defensively, get off the ball, stop the run. Their quarterback is a very dynamic athlete. He runs extremely well. He scares me being able to extend plays with his feet and, break off a receiver and hit a scramble drill. That scares me. Last year's quarterback I thought was a really good player, and we had a hard time tackling for 2 quarters. I believe his last name's Couch, number 13. They've moved him from quarterback to running back, and he's a load. He's about 225, so, we're going to have to get him low, get him on the ground. But hopefully we can win the line of scrimmage and get them in 3rd and long, get them in obvious passing situations, and get after the quarterback a little bit.
Okay, we talked about time change last week, 8 o'clock games for the Lawton matchup between Eisenhower and MacArthur. Anything for your game? Is it still what time?
They want to stay at 7. So
they want to stay at 7.
We're going to kick at 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be at 7 at Halliburton Stadium there at the Duncan Demons, and getting just Lawton High football back on the air and with us with Rylan. I know Jack, they're getting ready for it, very, very excited. I want to say that I know he's crossed with you, and I think it's only respectful to remember Don Dematra, and we did a tribute to him on the MacArthur channel. He was going to be one of our OSN producers for Lawton High. He worked with us last year. He's an Eisenhower grad. He did Eisenhower Camera last year, but he had a lot of ties to your program, and we wanted to honor him by mentioning him. I know his funeral is set for Saturday, but you had a good connection with him. Talk a little bit about Don and what he represented with your program.
Don was just a good dude, man. He never had a bad day. He always had a big smile on his face, and he did a whole lot for the kids. You know what I mean? He was always there. He would do whatever needed to be done at that moment. You know, if someone needed a ride, if we had to go get something, whatever the case was, he'd literally give you the shirt off his back. And he really got close to kids, especially, the kids that didn't come from a whole lot. You know what I mean? He acted like a father figure, and, a lot of those kids called him Uncle Don. And even though they weren't blood relation, but he did so much for them. But he was just a super good dude and really cared about the kids, and it's a sad deal. He's gone way too soon. Yeah, I know. And he said, and he was so looking forward to this season too. He put that, and we had a lot of talks and about getting ready for the season. So we had to get Isaac Hardy, who's actually going to be our producer, which is your former quarterback's father that's still part of the program. So I guess once a Wolverine, always a Wolverine. So always get that. Isaac's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Well, Nate, let's get you on the line here. About 1,000 yards rushing last year. Do you put any kind of expectations coming into this season of what you want to do as far as producing about Toting the Rock?
Yeah, I want to push for 15.
15?
Yeah.
So get the 1,000 plus another 5. What's it going to take to do that?
It's going to take a lot of work for me and my line.
Yeah.
And just doing what they got to do up front, and then just making it work in the backfield.
How is that relationship with you and the offensive line? Are you kind of gelling together? Because they've got to make those holes for you.
Some of them guys I grew up with since elementary, so we have a good bond.
Okay.
And we just put the work in, and we watch a lot of film, and we talk about what we do better for the next practice. Well,
it's amazing that you say watch a lot of film. I'll get a lot of high school kids will ask, and I said, how are you in film study? And they're just kind of like, well, Coach makes us, and we're going to break down film as groups, but individually it takes that extra effort, and be able to do that. So what did you want to come into this season to improve on your game personally? What did you want to get better at?
I think I want to get more involved in the passing game.
Really?
Yes. I think I could be a big asset in the passing game.
Okay. So get you out like in a little screen or a little flare, or are you talking about throwing the ball?
Hopefully both, but a lot of
trade secrets here. Yeah.
A lot of downfield routes.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. What do you think about finally? Did you watch any of the games that are with 0 week? There was a lot of 0 week games. I mean, a couple of years ago there was only like a handful of games, and I think half of our, more than half of our 11 teams, 8 of them were playing last week. You guys didn't get to play, so did you pick up a game? Did you watch anything in particular?
I watched the Carl Albert game.
Yeah.
I was watching the running back.
Yes.
OU commit. I was just seeing what he does to certain formations.
Yeah.
What he does when somebody goes this way. Just watching how he plays.
Carl Albert's one of our teams on the network, and their coach show for the Mid-Del Sports Report will be tomorrow at 6:30 or so you can catch that as well. What is your favorite food?
I'd have to say like a hamburger.
Really?
Just a regular cheeseburger.
And where's the best place in your mind to get a cheeseburger?
I say McDonald's.
McDonald's, really?
Yeah.
Man, you gotta get outside your circle there. It's okay. It is what it is. And what do you see yourself doing after graduation as far as like schooling or education? What did you see yourself in the future?
Hopefully I could play ball at the next level, but if I don't, I'd probably go into like engineering.
Engineering?
Yes.
Wow. How are you in those math skills? You got a math tutor right here next to you. He's going to tell you the real truth about how you are in your math skills.
I'm a Mathlete, that's what they
Oh, you're a mathlete. Okay, all right. Well, okay. If you need any math tutoring, I think he's available off. What do you like to do on your spare time when you're not playing football?
Sleep.
Good answer. A lot of that. And what does it feel like to finally put the helmet on? Week 1 against the Duncan Demons. What do you want to do right out of the gate?
You just blow them out. It feels good, though. We've been ready for it for a long time.
Okay, getting ready for week number 1 at Halliburton Stadium for the Duncan Demons. So I want to thank Coach Ryan Breeze. I want to thank Nick Jones spending some time with us for the Lawton High. And, of course, we got Coach's Show. It's still Elgin Cash to talk about and the Eisenhower Eagles as our Coach's Show here at the Hangout will continue right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Lawton's newest hangout, 5370 Northwest Cash Road. A family-friendly atmosphere featuring their award-winning pizza and calzone, made fresh daily from their secret family recipe, with handcrafted burgers, wings, appetizers, salad, and homemade desserts, including deep-fried banana pudding. Come hang out with us. The Hangout, 5370 Northwest Cash Road in Lawton.
Memorial Medical Group's orthopedic specialists are the most experienced team in Southwest Oklahoma. Our orthopedic surgeons are trained to diagnose and treat shoulder, knee, hip, hand, and foot conditions, as well as orthopedic trauma, sports, or work-related injuries. And they're the only ones in the area to offer Mako robotic-assisted surgery for knee and hip replacement. When you need bone and joint help, trust MMG Orthopedics to get you back to living your best life.
All right, we're back here at the Hangout where you can hang out with us. Don't forget, we've got that special that you want to be a part of. It's the Family Night Special. It's the large pizza. You get the cheesy bread with it, 4 drinks, and the Monkey Bites as dessert, all for $40. And that is a great family meal deal. And don't be intimidated that if you thought, well, a large pizza is not going to feed my family of 4, I'll challenge you to that because when I come in, their medium is most people's large. So if that kind of makes sense, their large is going to be a little bit more than that. And if you just want salads, you want burgers, they've got you covered here at the Hangout here on Cash Road, right across from the pharmacy, and then the old former back porch location on Cash Road. So the Elgin Owls are up next. We'll talk to Chalmer Wyatt. And just like the Lawton High Wolverines, you guys did not play in 0 week. Out of the 11 teams on the network, 8 of them were in action, 3 were not. Yourself, Lawton High and Midwest City, what does it feel like to really get this started off for real this week?
We're excited. I feel like these guys would agree with me that we're ready to play somebody else. The 2 scrimmages kind of get long sometimes, especially for kind of where we're at. But we're excited. We had a good practice today, so looking forward to Friday.
So what did you find out about your team in these scrimmages on film? Because, coaches will say, I got to get away from the emotions of it. I may have felt one thing. I felt this was good or this was bad. And most coaches will say, well, after looking at film, we weren't as bad as I thought, or, because that's part of the emotional part of the game. So when you broke down the film, what did you find of those 2 scrimmages that you were pleased with Elgin for this year?
Yeah, the guys that we have returning looked a little bit bigger, a little bit faster this year. But, mainly we were looking for some depth in some different positions, looking for some depth at tight end, looking for some depth at D-line. And, I thought we saw that on film through the 2 scrimmages. So we feel good about the guys that we're going to roll out Friday, get some really quality reps. So looking forward to that, and got out healthy of the scrimmages. So just got to kind of keep preparing for Friday.
And before we talk about Anadarko, what would you like to see most out of the start of the game for this squad?
Yeah, well, start is what you said. I think we got to start fast. Last year we caught ourselves down 14-0, and we're really adamant about fixing that and executing, and that's kind of been the big premise of this week and last week is just executing and coming out a little faster than last year. So cleaning up some mistakes and getting going.
What would you break down Anadarko? This is your first opponent, and it's at home, so you're hosting them, and that will get the fan base up and going. What did you see on them, on their film, that gets you prepared for Friday?
They have a talented quarterback. Offense runs through him, so we got to account for him and be really sound in our gaps on the front side and the back side on all of their plays. And they're scrappy up front, defensively and offensively. So, and that's what they usually always are. So we've got to be sound and we've got to execute and fly around and try to build on, what we've preached all fall.
And, this one is at home for the first week. We talked about some time changes. We talked about earlier with MacArthur. MacArthur and Eisenhower, that is an 8 o'clock start. But Duncan and Lawton High is a 7 o'clock start. They're keeping it the same. What is the time for your game?
As of now, we're going 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, okay.
Yeah, so.
All right, so a great opportunity to see the Elgin Owls. And introduce the two players we got. One, you can grab that mic right there, whoever wants to go first. All right, tell us your name and your grade and what position.
My name is Andre Crabtree. I'm an outside linebacker, and I'm a senior.
Senior. Boy, you've had a lot of experiences when we take you back from your freshman year to what your records were to be a 4A school. Last year coming into 5A, no one really kind of saw you coming, and you really put it together. How would you describe your whole high school experience from your freshman year to now and compare all that together?
I just love that we've kind of had the same team together since I've been a freshman. All these guys in my class have just been built up together, and now we can show that we've been practicing for the last 4 years for this year, and I just like how much that we've grown together.
How much does it motivate you that at home you're within minutes away of winning a district championship, and then Midwest City takes that away from you? Is that a motivational factor? I mean, I know you still had a playoff game to rely on, but as far as getting the season ready, does that kind of motivate you to get started for this year?
That's a huge motivation for this year because that would have been a good thing to bring home for Elgin.
Yeah.
And this year I just want to bring home as much as I can for Elgin.
Now you talk about that nucleus, and there has been some on the Elgin fan base page that has shared that nucleus of pictures being together when you guys kind of grew up together. Some actually start in grade school. You really think that really helps because you guys can communicate, or is it because you gel so much more because of that connection you've had for so long?
Absolutely. I've played with most of these guys since I was in grade school football, and the chemistry I have on the team is, I think, unmatched with most other teams. I know what everyone's doing on the field at all times, and I can trust every single person on the team.
What's your favorite food?
Pizza.
Pizza, all right. And what do you do on your spare time when you're not playing football?
I like to play guitar.
All right. Are you pretty good? You kind of bring it in and showcase that a little bit. Last week we had someone that sang, and they like to sing everywhere.
His twin brother.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not a singer.
Okay, so you're the guitar to his singing if your twin brother is doing all the singing? Okay, all right. And what do you see yourself, you're as a senior, what do you see yourself doing in the future after school?
I want to try to play football in college, and I want to have a good season this year to go towards that, and then I want to become an engineer.
Engineer, that's 2 engineers now, and I'll ask, like our last engineer student, how good are you at math?
Math is my favorite subject, and I'm very good at it.
That's it, and very good at it. Well, the other one said he was a mathlete. Would you say that that's you too?
I would say that's
okay. All right. Okay. Let's pass the mic down. Name, position, and what grade?
My name is Peyton Christensen. I play outside linebacker and receiver, and I'm a senior.
Okay. You being a senior, how do you communicate to the underclassmen to show what Elgin Owl football is all about?
It's really just, showing how much we care about our program. All the guys that we're with, especially the senior class is, we've been building this up since our freshman year. We went 0-8. So,
yeah.
I mean, we've worked our tails off.
That's what I say. You have so much to reflect on. Of any class, this is the best class to say, listen, we saw from the depths of ashes to come up to where we are and then where we're heading. What does it feel like, when you get these things mentioned, and you guys were already called out already. I asked one of our other athletes of another team what game he was circled out, and it was you guys. So as I told Coach, no one saw you coming last year. Now you got kind of a target on your back. For everybody that you beat last year in that Class 5A district, everybody's going to say not this year. So how are you going to wear that target?
We know we have a target on our back. We know we made a couple teams upset, and we know, Duncan,
what's coming. Yeah.
Duncan said they have a circle to a player from there. But,
okay, I gotcha.
For us, we're not done hunting.
Oh,
just because there's a target on our back doesn't mean we don't have a target on other people's back.
All right.
We're still hungry.
It's a good way to put it. What's your favorite food?
Steak.
And how do you like it cooked?
Medium.
Oh, you said medium rare. It's more. It's okay. And then what is your favorite subject in school?
History. I'm a history guy.
History. Okay. All right. And what do you see yourself doing in the future?
I hope to play football in college and hopefully one day be a coach.
Be a coach. All right.
He's hired.
And you know what? There's a lot of coaches that love that. You bring people back in the alma mater. You give back to the community that gave to you. And so I always highly recommend it. Don't go get starry-eyed and try to, leave. These great programs that are around here have put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into you. And so if you are, then I encourage you to come back and do that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, good luck to you, the Elgin Owls and the Anadarko Warriors coming to town. Hey, we'll be back as our coaches show will continue here at the Hangout here on Cash Road. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Lawton's newest hangout, 5370 Northwest Cash Road. A family-friendly atmosphere featuring their award-winning pizza and calzone. Made fresh daily from their secret family recipe. With handcrafted burgers, wings, appetizers, salad, and homemade desserts, including deep-fried banana pudding. Come hang out with us. The Hangout, 5370 Northwest Cash Road in Lawton.
Scooters Coffee, world-class coffee rooted in quality, with 2 locations to serve you in Lawton and Elgin. Wake up to the amazing aroma of quality, from their hot and iced drinks to blenders, smoothies, teas, to even their great food delights. Or why not try their at-home coffees or coffee on the go? Locally owned and operated, Scooters in Lawton and Elgin. Scooters, rooted in quality.
All right, welcome back to the Hangout, and this is our Hangout each and every Tuesdays. In fact, you want to come join us here at the Hangout on Cash Road, where you can get great pizza, probably the best pizza in town. We'll say it's the official pizza of the Oklahoma Sports Network. Don't forget the Tuesday special, which is 1 large pizza. You get the cheesy bread, you get the monkey bites for dessert, and 4 drinks, all for $40. So you can feed the family for $40 on a Tuesday night. You can't beat that. So on to the Eisenhower Eagles and Coach Javon Harris. And first off, congratulations, Coach, on a good first week win. Talk a little bit about that effort against the Ardmore last week, Friday.
Just really happy with our energy at the game. Really happy with the way the guys attacked the week and came in prepared for a big game. Hats off to Ardmore. A lot of respect for those guys. But, man, we just really wanted to capitalize off of our summer pride and see where we were as a team at this moment. So got to fly around a little bit, see what guys could do. Obviously had some mistakes in the game, so we got to clean that up, week 0. But looking forward to seeing how these guys capitalize off of those mistakes and we move forward.
Going into this game, what do you want to see from your team right out of the gate?
Same thing, man. Swarm D. Make sure we flying around on the football, making big-time tackles, and want to see our offense click a little bit better. And clean it up. Clean up. Want to be a very, very disciplined team. So, and that's what we preach every day, all day. So, just want to continue to take positive steps each week, and stay on top of our discipline as well.
Now, we are part of the Oklahoma Sports Network. Since we have 11 teams, I kind of bounce around. I get to see a little bit of everybody, and equally so. But I gotta compliment you on how you're really trying to capitalize on a couple of things. The tradition of Eisenhower, you're trying to bring that back.
Yes, sir.
You're trying to encourage that, and that's really good. And then you're also challenging the community. I saw one of your posts the other day. You said, "Hey, let's pack out Cameron like the old days." I mean, you knew what those days were like, and you'd like to see that again. I know COVID kind of took a hit where people weren't coming out anymore. They slowly have kind of been engaging back. And I think between both wins between MacArthur and Eisenhower,
yes, sir,
you've given both reasons for the fan base to say, yeah, there's a reason to come out.
Almost definitely. It's definitely a reason to come out this week. We're definitely a better team, and really looking forward to playing the Mac Highlanders, very traditional, rich team. And for me, it's just, trying to get the city back out and turn some of these, things that go on in the world outside of here and, put our mind on something else and bring a community together. So that's big for me.
Big Friday nights, Cameron Stadium. Now, we talked a little bit about this, the emotions of the game, and you have your own emotions. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Javon's career, he was a MacArthur graduate, went on to play at OU, has come back. He's now Eisenhower. And so what does it mean to play your old team that you suited up? In fact, you posted a picture of you and the MacArthur, so it's not like I can't bring this up. You had it out.
Yes,
so
sir.
I know you have a lot of respect for that, but what does it mean for you coaching against your opposing team?
Oh, man, it means a lot. I think coaches in general kind of had that dream of coaching back at their high school or coaching back in their hometown or playing against those guys. So, for me, it's just, that personal deal for sure. But, I'm locked and loaded at Eisenhower right now, and that's kind of where my mind is and what I want to keep preaching to these guys. So, right now, we're in rivalry week, so we continue to focus on that. I'm putting it in our guys' mind, which, I told those guys actually earlier this week, I lived on the east side, and the one thing I couldn't get on the east side was a Big Mac. I couldn't just drive up and grab one. So we went and got some.
Well, you want to put that on display?
Man,
Okay,
we went out there, and I actually got the Big Mac in there, so we're going to be eating and smacking on Big Macs all week.
All right.
That's kind of where our mind is, and these guys are kind of bought into it. So, man, just, making it a fun deal, making it a fun rivalry. Got a lot of respect for those guys on the other side of town, but most definitely.
And Coach said, too, you even have some MacArthur coaches that, that you – I came in there yesterday to kind of, get a highlight from you, and I kept seeing MacArthur guys, and one of your coaches, I don't know his name, he just rolled his eyes, says, these MacArthur guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, it's all part of that. But it's going to be a great matchup. I can't wait. It's going to be an 8 o'clock start, so you have plenty of time to get off of work, and when it starts to cool down a little bit. And, these last 2 days have been actually better because it's been a little bit cooler than 105, 108. Even with it, 90s up there, it feels a lot better than what it was.
Man, I'm telling you, we actually got to practice after school, so that was big for us, not having to push it back. I know the guys, they're happy to be able to go after school, get some sleep, and go get homework done, things like that. So, man, it's really a fun deal. We, like you said, with the weather, I know we got pushed back to 8 o'clock this week just because the weather's supposed to go back up. But, we tell these guys, control what you can control, and show up and be ready to play when it's that time.
Okay, we're going to get the first one on Mike. You can grab that mic right there and tell us your name, your position, what grade.
Kingston Tito, outside linebacker, and I'm a senior.
Well, because I saw 44, I didn't have to be introduced to you because you're all over the field. But I for our audience that didn't know, as a senior year, how exciting is it to get this thing started?
Definitely excited. I've been waiting since the off season, so I've been hungry to get on that field again, but coming off of last week, I'm definitely confident going into this week.
Yeah, a lot of confidence to come off of that. Well, what did you want to come into this year, you personally, to get better at, and what would it be?
Leadership. Last year, Coach always been on us talking about leadership. Last year I was a lead by example type of guy, and Coach was always on me about being a vocal leader. So trying to strive for that route. I'm trying to be a leader. And
I was going to ask you about that if you were a silent. Now you say I was, but now I was challenged. I was at your practice yesterday. Your coach is a very vocal leader, isn't he not?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He gets his point across really quick, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay,
sir.
I got you. All right. Okay, and what's your favorite food?
I mean, going into this week.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what it is right
Outside of that, what is your favorite food?
I'm a big guy, so I like anything, to be honest. Anything.
Anything that's put in front of you, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what do you see yourself, as a senior, what do you see yourself doing in the future, either career-wise? Maybe you're going to go to school, further your education. What would that be?
Yes, I plan on going to college after school, and then I'll pray on going to the NFL.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
Well, you're going to have to talk to this guy about what those steps look like, from high school to college, which is a huge leap, and then from there to the next, But those are great aspirations, and I very few times do people have that, on their scope. They say, yeah, I'd like to play at the next level, meaning college. But, man, to put the NFL on there. And I don't know if you noticed that, but when you walk into Cameron Stadium, we have the Lawton in the pros. And look at that board, because that was actually kind of an inspiration that I brought to the community that I wanted up, because several years ago, back in my old radio days, when I was covering Lawton High Wolverines, we went to Enid, and they had Enid Plainsmen in the pros, and there was a handful of guys, and I said, there has got to be a lot more Lawtonians. And in fact, when you do the research on it, because I did, you're going to find a lot of people that have Lawton as their birth certificate, but then they moved away because they're military. Yep. They didn't go to school here. So when we made the list, it wasn't that they're from Lawton, meaning born. They had to have been born or at least played in high school here. And that board is full, filling up, and we'd like to have your name on there as well. Okay, you can pass the mic down. Give us your name, your position, and what grade?
Jalen Jones, corner and senior.
Jalen Jones, you have a nickname?
They call me Jay sometimes.
They just call you Jay? All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's the one we can use, right? We can't use some other ones? No, I'm just teasing. So what did you wanted to come into this season? What were you really most anxious about to coming into this year?
Just my senior year coming in, making a state run, a deep playoff run this year.
And what is it going to take to do that?
Leadership, and coach said a word, consistency this year. This week, we just got to be consistent, do everything right, be in the film, weight room.
How has the summer been as far as his conditioning to get you ready for this? And I know how hot it's been. How has that been for you this summer?
Hard.
I'm going to ask you like we did in our it was kind of leading up to this. He had you go to Cameron, run to Cameron, and
Yes,
then
sir.
run stairs. How was that? Are you glad those are over?
Yes, sir.
At least you're truthful. I like that. All right, and if you had a game to circle on the calendar for the remainder of the season, what game would it be and why?
Carl Albert, because I feel like with that game we're going to shock the state.
All right. So, well, in order to be the best, you have to beat the best.
Yes,
Defending state champions, they're ready for it. Just like Elgin knows they have a target on their back. That is in that district. You're in the other side of the district, representing that with Bishop McGuinness. And, you've got some great competition with Guthrie in there. And, you got to make that mix. And of the 8, you want to be in the 4 so you can have that extended season called playoffs. Okay, let's pass the mic down to one more, and I think you guys are going to have to scoot down a little bit more because he's not going to be in the camera. We're going to hear him but not see him. Okay, now we got his mug in there. All right, give us your name, your position, and what grade.
My name is Jermaine Vell. I play DN and D tackle, and I'm a senior.
Okay, senior year, senior season. You put it all out. This is going to be your first game of the season. You had that with Ardmore. Now it's the 2 rivalry games. How do you emotionally prepare for these next 2 weeks?
I just gotta stay locked in. We gotta work with our hard work and dedication, and we won't have any emotional problems with this next team coming up.
Yeah, as coaches would say, if you have to get up for this game, that's going to be hard for us to get you up for anything else. So what is it like to have the stands filled, especially on your side? What does that do for you?
I ain't gonna lie, it's nerve-wracking. But it's like as soon as you get that first play over with, then you cooling for the rest of the game.
Okay, so you want, like what Coach says, you want all of Eisenhower Eagle faithful to pack the stands this week,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because they have something to believe in, right?
Yes, sir.
What is it like compared for last you as a senior? You know, you had a little bit of a coaching change. How would you grade your coach? Shut your ears here for a second, Javon, about what he's brought into this program since you've been here.
He's brought a lot to the table at Eisenhower, and it's like he's more consistent and more hardworking, and he's more dedicated to us than our last head coach.
Does it mean anything? I know it's history lessons because, I mean, you know, just because of your age, for you to go look at any of his stuff, you got to pull up old film, right? Yeah. VHS tapes, right? At this point. Anyway, do you know a little bit of that? You know, to know his story, you know, not only here in Lawton, but to carry it on at the University of Oklahoma?
I know a little bit. Just a little.
I mean, you're gonna have to go back and look some highlights.
I'm gonna have to go back.
I encourage you to do that. It's a little history lesson.
Black and white TVs.
Oh, it's not that bad. You know, you got some extra running to do. Yesterday, I saw a little bit of that. You know, someone's in control of how many times you guys run in practice, right?
Yes, sir.
And you know who that is, right?
Yes.
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food?
Yeah.
My favorite food is it's a Samoan dish.
Yeah. Okay. What is it?
It's corned beef, but it's called pisupo.
It's called pisupo?
Yes.
And it's really corned beef, like corned beef hash, like meat and potatoes, or just corned beef, just the way the meat is?
Yeah,
okay.
It's just the corned beef.
And your mama makes it best?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how often do you get that?
Not a lot. That's what makes it my favorite
Oh, it's a
food.
special occasion.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
so like your birthday, and if you've been really good, huh?
Yes, sir.
So if you have a good game Friday, maybe you can convince her Saturday?
For sure.
And what do you see yourself after graduation? What do you see yourself doing in the future?
I see myself in college playing D1 football, and after I graduate from college, I'm working my goal towards the NFL.
Wow, we got two of them on there. All right. So Eisenhower Eagles in the house, and Coach Javon Harris, good luck to you on Friday. We're going to have this a game, 8 o'clock, 7:30 for the pregame on both channels. Yes, we have an Eisenhower crew, we have a MacArthur crew, and we have them both right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We're going to be back here at the Hangout. We've got the Cash Bulldogs to talk to, and we'll do that next right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Lawton's newest hangout, 5370 Northwest Cash Road. A family-friendly atmosphere featuring their award-winning pizza and calzone, made fresh daily from their secret family recipe, with handcrafted burgers, wings, appetizers, salad, and homemade desserts, including deep-fried banana pudding. Come hang out with us. The Hangout, 5370 Northwest Cash Road in Lawton.
Scooters Coffee, world-class coffee rooted in quality, with 2 locations to serve you in Lawton and Elgin. Wake up to the amazing aroma of quality, from their hot and iced drinks to blenders, smoothies, teas, to even their great food delights. Or why not try their at-home coffees or coffee on the go? Locally owned and operated, Scooters in Lawton and Elgin. Scooters, rooted in quality.
All right, we're back here at the Hangout where you can hang out with us each and every Tuesday. Shark Bites, not Monkey Bites. I got to get this straight. But you know they have a monkey as their mascot, so I got reminded of what the Shark Bites were here at the Hangout where you can hang out with us each and every Tuesday. Don't forget, the Family Night Special on Tuesday is so good because it's one large pizza, and I usually can only handle the medium, and I'm a large guy, so don't think that I eat short. It's just that their larges are a little bit too much. They're mediums as everyone else is large. Or if you want a hamburger with the fries, if you want a salad, if you want any of those things, they've got those too. So want to make sure that you come join us each and every Tuesday here at the Hangout. Let's go now to the Walters Blue Devils. Coach Harris, Coach, what's your name?
Coach, they call me Coach K.
Coach K, all right. So, Coach, I got the honor to be able to help our Walters crew to go to Kanawha. I had never been to Kanawha before in my life, even living in Oklahoma as long as I have. Go to Chickasha, and you go east, and you head out east until you land there. Nice little community. It was a good experience. You got a great win, a great start. So why don't you recap a little bit about what the coaching staff felt coming away with that win?
Yeah, we saw a lot of good things. Going out, the offense, I think, looked really, really good that first drive. The defense, installing a new defense, that first drive on defense looked a little shaky. We adjusted a few things, and then, we saw a lot of good things. I think we had 3 turnovers, which was really good to see. Onside kick recovery, winning. I think it was 49-14. We saw a lot of good things to build on.
Well, and the thing is, you've got a great start from where you, outside of the playoff loss that you had that lingers, but, your season that you had to roll right into that to start again. It was kind of good to get that 0 week. Yeah, some coaches are fans of 0 week. Some like, start regular on week 1. 0 week was good for you. Did you guys like that?
Yeah, we like it. Then we gave flexible to our schedule to have a bye week somewhere,
Yes.
give our kid a little bit of a rest.
Right. So how do you prepare for this week? Break down the opponent of what you saw in film, and you're back on the road again Friday. There's going to be a good home stretch for the Walters Blue Devils. So the Walters faithful, it's coming. It's just you had to get these 2 games out of the week, these road games out of the way.
Yeah, last year we started off home back-to-back, and so it's just
Right.
the game you play when you get good home stretches
Right.
the year before. You got to pay the price the next year. But we play Hilton next week. And
Yes.
actually our head coach, Coach Terry, his son is the head coach at Hilton. So that added a little bit of –
I never knew that drama.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it adds a little bit of excitement for this week.
Do they even talk this week?
Yeah, I'm not sure. If it was me, I wouldn't be.
Yeah, I understand. You can't say too much,
Yeah,
Father coaching against son, boy, you don't really see that much. You see them coaching together,
Yeah.
but when you have that. And what did you break down on film from them? What are they going to bring to you that opposes you, either some complications, or what are you going to have to do Friday to adjust that?
And so they run like a spread-style offense. So from us being a flex bone, keeping everything real tight in the box, they're really going to spread us out and try to move the ball in that way. So we have to adjust to that, and something our kids aren't really used to seeing. And, they got a few pretty good athletes that we're really going to have to keep an eye on.
Now, you broke down what you saw that you liked, from that 0 week game last week. What do you want to improve on as you go in before you – this is kind of that dress rehearsal, these non-district games, before you get in the meat of your scheduled district. What did you want to see that you could improve on as a team coming this week?
Yeah, so one thing that really – and it was on the first drive, we had to burn 2 timeouts because we were having trouble getting the play called. So, that is one thing that if we're in a tie game, we cannot afford to be, down
Lose
2.
that.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that really could have hurt us very bad. And
Well, the advantage that you had with this game last week is that you jumped on Kanawha pretty quick, and you kind of got that lead, and then you built from there, and you didn't have to worry about some of those little things. But if you didn't have that certainly can cost you.
Oh, yeah. And then later in the game when we put some of our second-string guys in, some of them felt like we weren't where they needed to be, and, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So really getting those second-string guys coached up because you never know when your number's going to be called.
What is the balance of the upperclassmen to the ratio of your starters? Are you senior heavy? Are you kind of junior seniors? How does that mix up?
So the majority of our whole entire team, I can't think of the number off the top of my head, is juniors.
Okay.
We have 2 seniors and then a handful of freshmen and sophomore, but the majority of it are juniors.
So you have a lot of them that will be coming back after
Yeah,
this.
and
so
the majority, all those senior or juniors that are starting, they've been starting since they were freshmen.
Wow, okay. So they're finally putting it together, and last year was a great symbol on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Walters Blue Devils, so you can catch them on Friday as well. Is your game still about scheduled at 7?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because that's what we had last week with Kanawha. It was still at 7 o'clock.
It was a hot one.
Yeah, I know. It's try to cool down as best you can. Okay, so now we've got one more team left, Coach Griffin and the Cache Bulldogs, and we will do that right after this timeout here at the Hangout, our Hangout on Tuesday. The Coaches Show continues right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Lawton's newest hangout, 5370 Northwest Cache Road. A family-friendly atmosphere featuring their award-winning pizza and calzone, made fresh daily from their secret family recipe, with handcrafted burgers, wings, appetizers, salad, and homemade desserts, including deep-fried banana pudding. Come hang out with us. The Hangout, 5370 Northwest Cache Road in Lawton.
Goodbye, paperwork. Hello, convenience. Farewell, waiting. Hello, personal service. Catch you later, dreaming. Hello, planning. Buy your dream home, connect with a personal banker, and easily schedule an appointment with digital tools from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
All right, here at the Hangout, it is our Hangout each and every Tuesday, 6 o'clock for our area coaches show, which we have all three Lawton schools, Cache and Elgin and Walters. So we have 6 that we talk to each and every Tuesday, kind of throw that around in the mix. Don't forget Newcastle, they are off this week, so their coaches show was silent this week. We had Muskogee and the coaches show on the Oklahoma Sports Network, and then coming up tomorrow will be the Mid-Del Sports Report, and that's going to be at 6:30. So you can cover the 3 Mid-Del school with Midwest City, Del City, and Carl Albert. So each week, going to give you up to date with the latest. And now it's the Cache Bulldogs with Coach Farron Griffin. And let's talk a little bit about the Bulldogs. And I know you kind of took it on the chin a little bit, but we already talked about Tuttle and what they had to offer. It was a road game, but I'll just use old coach speak. You have the emotions of a game, and I could get your comments, exactly when it goes down to 0, and then you get on the bus and you come home and you watch film and say, okay, well, maybe it wasn't as bad as what I thought it was because there's some good I can take from it. So breaking down the film with the Tuttle game, what did you find out?
Well, we turned the ball over 5 times, and when you do that in any game, you're going to have trouble winning. But when you do it against a really good football team like Tuttle, it gets magnified. They take advantage of your mistakes. When I got home and watched the film and started grading players, we did a lot of good things, in different positions. It was just not taking care of the football that hurt us. We had some trouble lining up on defense in some situations. We've added some things to our defense and has complicated some things. We had a little trouble lining up at times to some of their formations they threw at us, and that caught us in a bind. But looking back, I saw a lot of improvement in a lot of areas from our guys from the scrimmage against Duncan. Again, you just can't turn the ball over like we did. We had trouble with our shotgun snap. We went to the shotgun this year, and that caused us some issues. We changed quarterbacks in the middle of the game. It wasn't necessarily anything that our starting quarterback was doing wrong. It's just that I wanted him to not lose too much confidence, so we made that change, and he'll be back this week. But, it's like I told our kids Saturday morning, the sun come up again, and Tuttle's behind us, and there's nothing we can do about it, and look forward, and we're looking forward to the rest of the season.
All right, so with that, the Altus Bulldogs. So Bulldogs against Bulldogs, something you're familiar with as well. So why don't you break down what you saw from them, to go into this matchup?
Well, they're much improved since we played them last year. They've got some talent over there. They've got a really talented quarterback that we're going to have to shut down. He's real shifty and a really good athlete. Defensively, they've got they're running an odd stack front on defense, but they do a lot of things out of it, bring a lot of people, and kind of unorthodox in a lot of the stuff that they do. So we're really having to prepare hard for that. They got a cornerback, number 22, that's a really good player, and so we're going to have to watch out for him too.
What did you do specifically on those things that you mentioned about turnovers and that? Is there anything that you added to or changed in practice that you could kind of, get that under control?
Well, yeah, we simplified some things to take to help our kids gain some confidence. I visited with some people that are experts in the field with our shotgun snap and worked with our centers a little bit more. And gave them some pointers. Even sent film to some people to watch them, and we've got that corrected. And we went under center and went back to some of our old stuff late in the game and drove down and scored on Tuttle last week. So, we've still got that in our back pocket when we need it. So, I'm not panicked. There's no reason to be panicked. Like I said, usually your most improvements between game 1 and game 2, and we had a really, really outstanding practice today, so I'm excited.
Wow. Okay. Well, you got some players with you, so we'll grab the mic. Tell us your name, position, and what grade you're in.
My name is Blake Burgess. I'm a right tackle, and I'm a senior.
Senior. All right. A reflection about that. How excited are you to continue this on? I know you got that first game out, 0 week, but now you have an opportunity for this week. What does it look like for this week as far as practice and getting ready for this one?
For this week, like Coach Griffin said, we had a really good practice today. I'm pretty confident in our team's ability too. Our O-line's really improving a lot. They don't look very strong on defense, but I think we'll do all right.
What did you want to do to come into this year to improve on your game personally? What did you want to get better at?
I wanted to get better on my pad level and my run blocking, especially that.
And what have you done to help with that? Is there any kind of things you've changed up or done?
In the off season, I've just been constantly in the gym working on agility and Olympic weightlifting.
Okay.
That's been helping a lot.
I know Coach Griffin has posted a lot of stuff of your weight stuff and what you've done, and you guys have got a really good strength and conditioning program there at Cache. And you think that kind of helps you in times like this to prepare for this whole season?
Oh, yeah, most definitely, especially up front on the line. We're usually always stronger than the people we go against, even in the past years. Our size isn't great this year, but I think we're still stronger than most people we go against.
What's your favorite food?
Favorite food? Probably got to be chicken wings.
Chicken wings. And where's the best place to get chicken wings?
I'm not going to lie to you. I like the chicken wings here.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
and then, that's good. That's one thing that I've not tried yet because I've had the pizza so often. I did have the burger once. Okay, and then what's your favorite subject in school?
Subject in school? Probably just football. I mean, yeah, or finance.
That's good. Football is it's in the system. Okay, and then talk a little bit about this season, the remainder of the season. If there's a game that you've circled on the calendar emotionally that you get up for and that you really want to play, who is it and why?
Oak City.
Oak City.
Ready to get back.
Wow. You want to get back with it. All right. I got you that. So you can throw the microphone right next to your cohort there. Give us your name, your position, and what grade you in.
Yes, sir. My name is Jarius Daniels. I play running back and nose guard, and I'm a senior.
Now, did anybody make comments about you being nose guard?
People make a lot of comments, but they don't, know what we do, behind the scenes, and it shows a lot of heart.
You're a little bit shorter. I mean, like the guy right next to you could say, well, maybe he's the nose guard and you're not. But your advantage is low man wins, right?
Yes, sir.
That there is no center. I can guarantee you this year that's going to get lower than you.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
That's a great advantage, and make sure you use that to your advantage. Okay. How excited were you to get this season started?
I was real excited, to work with my guys, every day on the field, practice, always making it better, encouraging the younger guys, to be able to take the next step for them in the future.
What did you want to go into this week to prepare for the Altus game?
I wanted us to go in with a chip on our shoulder. We beat Altus in the past, and I believe we could do it again with the weapons we have. I know they show a lot of weapons, but we got more.
Okay. Are you much of a film watcher at all?
I love film. I love being in the film room, especially with the team.
Really?
It makes it all better when we're all together.
Kind of, you learn both ways. Not only being on the field, but then also in the film work. And what is your favorite food?
My favorite food, I like Mexican food.
Okay. Anything specifically, like a dish?
I gotta go with burritos.
Burritos?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
And where do you get the best burritos at?
I go Taco Bell.
So we found the best burgers at McDonald's for one, and we have Taco. That's okay. I'm not putting it down. This is what it is. Okay. And what do you do in your spare time when you're not playing football?
When I'm not playing football, I'm a little bit of an artist myself, so I'm usually just drawing, listening to music, just relaxing.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of take things off, and then I'll ask you, like your teammate there, if there's a game that you've circled on the calendar that really means something to you, who would it be and why?
I mean, it's kind of hard, but I say it's the whole season. I'll come in with the whole season ready to go.
You know what? You'd make a great coach, because if I ask Coach Griffin, it's always the next team up. We're only focusing on Altus. That's all we're thinking about.
Yes, sir.
But I like to ask just to kind of see what we get. All right. Well, good luck to the rest of the season. And you can catch the Cash Bulldogs, of course, right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network as well. So appreciate it, Coach. Good luck to you. And especially this week, we'll be covering that. We'll come back and wrap things up here at the Hangout for our Coaches Show right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Lawton's newest hangout, 5370 Northwest Cash Road. A family-friendly atmosphere featuring their award-winning pizza and calzone, made fresh daily from their secret family recipe, with handcrafted burgers, wings, appetizers, salad, and homemade desserts, including deep-fried banana pudding. Come hang out with us. The Hangout, 5370 Northwest Cash Road in Lawton.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Well, if that doesn't want to make you feel like coming to the game, I don't know what will. It's so nice to be able to get football back up on the airways. And what's so nice is 0 Week gave us a little bit of a teaser. 8 of the 11 teams in action this week. 10 of the 11 teams. We still don't have an all-in at 11 because the Newcastle Racers played 0 Week, and their bye week is this week, so they are off. So no Newcastle this week. So we'll get that covered here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. A programming note of a game change. Del City will play Booker T now on Thursday, and that will be a 6 o'clock kickoff. Thursday at 6, Del City against Booker T. And then also we told you most of the games that we know are still 7 o'clock except for MacArthur and Eisenhower. That game is scheduled 8 o'clock at Cameron Stadium. We'll be there with both crews so you can watch that. And if you're not there, you can watch it at home or you can watch it at the Hangout. We got the big screen right now with our program. So if you want to watch some of the games here, if you are going to watch out-of-town games for any of the area schools and you just kind of want to hang out the Hangout, they will take care of you definitely on Thursday nights or Fridays here at the Hangout. But don't forget that special. It's a Tuesday special from now until close. So if you're just hearing about it and say, well, I missed it. No, you don't. It's until close tonight. 1 large pizza, cheesy bread, all 4 drinks, and the shark bites for dessert for $40. Can't beat that. That's a family night, killer night. And then don't forget, go to Lawton Constitution's best Choice Awards. They have been nominated for Best Pizza in Town, and I can say that they are official. The Oklahoma Sports Network Pizza, it is our favorite. So we like to thank them. Whether it's a hamburger, whether you want pizza, whether you want the salad, you can definitely treat yourself right. Or just wings if you just want that as an appetizer as well. I want to thank all of our coaches, all of our programs represented today. 6 schools all here each and every Tuesday from all 3 Lawton schools, Cache, Elgin, and Walters. And so don't forget some of our other coaches shows. We'll have Altus tomorrow. We'll also have the Mid-Del Sports Report. Newcastle would be tonight, but since they're bye week, they took the night off. We have this one on Tuesday nights, and Muskogee has their coaches show at about 6:15. So that is a lot to take in. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter, or now X, which was Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, like us on Facebook, because then you'll know what we have next. But the app is the best way. Download us there, and then you can get access to any of our content at just a click of the button. You won't have to go to this website or that YouTube page or float around here and there. You can just download the app and get taken care of. So I want to thank the gang at the Hangout. We will be hanging out here next Tuesday. We'll see you game day Friday. You've been watching the Coaches Show and a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network. Good night, everybody.